Okay, my name is Hillary Gao. I am 23, so I was born in 1998 in the year of the tiger. Um, I grew up in New Jersey, like central New Jersey, which is kind of a nice place to grow up in. It wasn't like it. Yeah, I felt like there were a lot of people who looked like me around me when I was growing up. Um, what do I do now? Currently, I'm like working for like a biotech startup, but on the side, or something that I'm really passionate about is kind of writing plays and doing more, maybe even performance art types of things. Yep.
No!
That was so good. You get so much tension in that.
My aim is crazy.
That happened after the Atlanta shootings, so I think there was some speculation. I don't personally know if it ever got resolved or cleared up, but there was some speculation that the women who were working at the massage parlor were like sex workers too, because there sometimes is that correlation. But either way, like the crimes were like motivated by hate and also by like fetishization of Asian women. Other stuff to get into. Anyways, I was on Instagram and I happened to stumble upon their page, and I think mutual aid was something that I knew a lot about, but not so much for my own personal community, like Asian people. And I thought that, I don't know, they do some really great stuff. It's really cool to see what they do. Good smoothie.
Is that what it's called?
Yes. Okay, it's Sunday. What has been going on? What have I been reading? I've been rereading Kathy Park Hong's Minor Feelings probably for like the 6th time now, and each time there's something new that I get from it. So I've been writing this play for a really long time. It's called Would You Sit at the Table If I Asked You To? And I've been thinking about it, like, I haven't wanted to, like, it's not its full stage yet. It's like gone through like readings and showings, and I have like a wonderful cast of like actors who I'm working with and stuff like that. But that specifically, that play specifically has to kind of do with reckoning with my place and like my status and like my privilege, but also being hyper aware that at any moment that privilege can be taken away just because you look different, just because you're not white, and you are like identifiably not white. It's funny because when we first watched her, she like, you know, there's like not much hair. There's like I think like I was just talking to someone the other day, and I was like, they were like, you don't watch K-dramas, and I was like, I haven't really gotten to it besides Squid Game. I haven't really gotten to it, and I think a lot of it is due to my like internalized racism that I still am, you know, battling. Like the voice that like sometimes is like, you know, like it's like not cool when in fact like there's like no substance behind it. Like I think the reason why I think I had internalized homophobia, and still might have it. I don't know if it's something that's necessarily easy to get rid of, but I think that was an easier fight in my eyes than my internalized racism, because I felt like my internalized racism ran so deep, and that maybe is partially due to the fact that you can be straight passing, whereas I like look Asian, you know what I mean? Like, and I have looked Asian for my entire life. Mm-hmm. So I like wonder if like all those like factors kind of like just, it's like a buildup, you know what I mean? And it's not so easy to knock down that wall after you've had it building up for so long. Yeah, I think a lot about how like trauma is passed down from like family to family. Like I was reading this really wonderful book. It's like Tastes Like War, I think is what it was called, and it was about the author's like writing a memoir about her mom, who like had schizophrenia, and it wasn't like passed down or anything like that, but it was really kind of like interesting to see what things like as children you remember about your parents or your parents' experience that is like rooted in their trauma.
Okay. Hi.
Aww.
Oh, she's so what?
Yeah, and I think like in addition to that, like just beyond like with like exploring within the Asian identity, like there's a lot of reckoning that needs to be done with like our influence and impact on other races, like how like Asian people are often held up to a model minority standard in order to suppress like Black people, like Latinx people. Like it's like we think we have this privilege because we think we're just like gifted this privilege, but I feel like often there needs to be a reckoning done with understanding that like we're only gifted this privilege in order to suppress other people. It's like the structure is like so like kind of like toxic, and then like you're fed that like, oh, it's like you're lucky, you know what I mean? Like you're a lucky one that like makes it there, without realizing how many people that you've like pushed down on, like not like purposefully pushed down, but like, you know, the structure does that. The peppers are Thai starting. Are you hungry because you didn't eat anything that I gave you earlier today? It's kind of like it's like a topic that is, the more I read and the more I take in, like my like perspectives shift a little bit, and like maybe the work is like never done. So, you know, maybe in like 3 weeks from now, I would have like different answers. Maybe 3 weeks ago, I would have had different answers. But I think it's important that like this is being talked about and like being reckoned with.